Today we're doing something ridiculous, magical, and even a little bit Hobbit adjacent. We're printing a life-size halfling. Yes, life-size. I'm going to show you how to break down this little legend in Bambu Lab Studio, using cutting planes, aligning pins, and smart orientation, and even a little elvish magic. I'm Brian DeLuca, and this is Maker Build It, and today I'm going to show you how to break down this life-size model in Bambu Lab Studio. And this is great for anything that's bigger than your build plane. I'm going to show you how to use cut planes, aligning pins, and smart orientation to get it done. If you're new to D&D, halflings are the fun size, barefoot badasses of the fantasy world. Look at this halfling, confident, poised, hairy feet, probably plotting to pickpocket a goblin and run. We've got a problem. Even this halfling, which is life-size or a 1-to-1 ratio, is way too big for our 3D printer. So there's no way you could print this in one piece unless you were a wizard or you had a printer the size of a refrigerator, which most of us don't. So we're gonna slice it up like a pie, sort of like a heroic barefoot pie, but yeah, pie nonetheless. The first thing I do when I look at the model is think about places where I could cut it logically. Think about seams where it won't be so noticeable, or joints that won't make you cry when you're doing your cleanup. Now, I always try to approach the cutting process as if I was a wizard with OCD. So first we're going to import our model into Bambu Lab Studio. Then we're going to scale it to 1200%. Now, as you can see, this is going to be quite large on our build plate, but this is what a life-size halfling would be in a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, this is quite large compared to our build plate, so we're going to need to cut this into pieces. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this model, examine it, and see where we could cut it the easiest, meaning like cutting off some of the limbs, as well as cutting off the head and cutting the torso, as well as the long bow, or I should say in this case, the short bow. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the cut tool. We're going to angle it so we can cut off this first piece. And once we get our angle completely right, and we want to make sure we're not cutting off anything else weird in the model, that way we can have nice clean pieces. Now, once we're happy with the clip, we're going to click on Add Connector. And in this case, we're going to make our connector square because if we left it at 3 millimeters, you can see how tiny it would be. So we're going to make it 20 by 20 millimeters. So about 1 inch by 1 inch, a little smaller than 1 inch. And this will give us enough to connect the pieces. Now you can see the leg here has a